blessed Monday. Nobody tells you that God loves you. Christ love you and I love you as well. Let me know if the sound is good because it is hot outside and I am keeping the air on low, but I know that it kind of muffles the speaker. But what's going on, everybody? I hope you guys are having a great day. Remember that God loves you and I love you as well. This is Chris Classic. We are here to talk about two things that I peeped this weekend on SummerSlam. Before I do, make sure you subscribe to the Take It Home podcast, where I talk about professional wrestling topics, and I'll put up my matches as Classic Alpha, a professional wrestler of 13 years. Make sure you also subscribe to C3 Ultimate Wrestling. That is me and my wife's professional wrestling company, and we have another show. Our next show is August 30th in Dyer, Indiana. Harold's private venue, the 11th hour. Get your tickets now on Eventbrite. Eventbrite tickets are $5 off now. There'll be general admission day of the show at the door. So it'll be $5 more at the door. Bars. We all know that John Cena is retiring. A lot of us are sad. A lot of people grew up watching him and stuff like that. And a lot of people love the mini characters, Thugonomics, and Hustle, Loyalty, Respect, C Nation, Embrace the Hate, Hate Above, something Rise Above Hate. I'm thinking about Kane with the Embrace the Hate storyline. But you guys get what I'm saying. A lot of people liked it, a lot of people didn't. Some people cheered, some people booed. I mean, let's go Cena. Cena sucks. Like, that used to be like a big thing that had the crowd divided and stuff like that. So a lot of people for years have said that they wanted John Cena to go to the dark side. They wanted to go so bad. And then it looked like it would never happen. And when it actually did, this year at the Elimination Chamber, it was Musty. I was trying to find the best way to describe his villain arc / championship reign. His last one, obviously. I was trying to. I was like, I don't want to say it wasn't good. It wasn't bad. But it was some good and bad stuff in it. So I say it's Musty. See, Musty is something, obviously, that people don't want to be or whatever. But some people have certain tolerant rates when it comes to it. Some people are slightly musty. And it's like, okay, well, you can probably still work with them or whatever like that. Or maybe like you'll get some must win when it goes around and stuff like that. So it's tolerable sometimes. But sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just like, oh, man. Can you put some deodorant on? Can you wash under your armpits or something? Can we pray for you? That's how this villain arc of John Cena is to me. It's musty. It was there. It was like, it was tolerable. Then it just became intolerable. And it was like, it was stuff that was just so unnecessary. What's going on? We're talking about John Cena's musty villain arc. And I'm not going to sit here and say that it's John Cena's straight fault. I think added too many people into this at all. I think John Cena could have been a villain without The Rock, without Travis Scott. We all saw it. We seen it at the Elimination Chamber. John Cena could have had that same evil look without The Rock, without anybody, and just could have had the crowd going crazy because John Cena was just being upset with everybody because Cody is supposed to be the next guy and stuff like that and not passing the torch. They definitely could have did this without The Rock and definitely without Travis Scott because neither one of these guys was at SummerSlam last night. You know, with the stuff about Travis Scott basically not working and doing the match and all of that stuff, it was a waste of time. Something that should have been historic that people should be looking back on, and I'm sure people will before John Cena's mannerisms and facials and expressions. But something just with The Rock, like, let's be honest here. Like, let's remember, The Rock wanted Cody so Cody could sell his soul, give his soul to The Rock, Shang Tsung, Dwayne Tsung, whatever you want to call him. And he was supposed to help Cody get stuff that he's wanted all his life. So when you had John Cena basically beat up Cody and join The Rock and then have his eardrum busted by Travis, John Cena is a successful actor. He may not be as successful as The Rock, but he's good. He got commercials. He got all of this stuff. So it was like, what was the meaning of them even getting together? You didn't really see them anymore after that. I'm trying to remember now. John Cena been doing it on his own. He's been doing it on his own. They rarely even mention The Rock in the situation. And then even the match at WrestleMania, people thought that The Rock was going to show up. They were selling shirts that The Rock was going to show up, and he didn't show up. But you know who showed up? Travis Scott. Travis Scott showed up and basically helped Cena win. It was totally unnecessary. And on top of that, that match wasn't even that good. Cody versus John Cena at WrestleMania was not that good. It was definitely not. Justice for Jey Uso. Justice for Jey Uso. Uso's match against Gunther was way better than that match. And it just showed me. It was just like, okay, but John Cena's getting his last hurrah. And WWE knew that people are going to cheer and they're going to love John Cena. They're booing him and cheering him and booing him and cheering him. But people are cherishing John Cena. And just because y'all are trying to put these rose-colored glasses over us with that and being like, hey, here's John Cena. But this stuff has been like very inconsistent. I'm good, Milo. How's it going? This stuff has been very inconsistent. And it's just like, it didn't need to be. We didn't need no Rock. We didn't need no Travis Scott. So now y'all had Cody and John Cena trying to do something with something that just was not going to work. Especially when people were so negative about the main event that The Rock went to Pat McAfee's show and spoke on it and was like, oh, well, I wanted to do it this way. I wanted to do it that way. And it's bad enough that the businesses is getting exposed with the Unreal and even The Rock. Hey, I'm The Rock, but right now I'm Dwayne Johnson. Let's talk about the show. Like, I don't like that aspect of it, right? I don't, but it is what it is. That's just the way that they want to do, and that's how people are like licking their chops to understand how WWE does certain things. But it is what it is. The Rock nor Travis Scott had anything to do with this. John Cena could have just been mad at Cody. Simple. Could have been jealous at Cody. Everybody singing this song and stuff like that. You say that, hey, Cena had it worse than him. People started booing him. Like, y'all could have did something so magical with this. And they dropped the ball. They did. I was like, what is this? The R-Truth situation. It was interesting, but where's R-Truth now? Ain't nobody chanting R-Truth and stuff. They still chanting for Cross. Sidebar. Triple H is petty for what he did. So if y'all guys don't know, Triple H was on the panel with the people, and while they was talking to him, the crowd was saying, we want Cross, we want Cross. Triple H literally turned around and said, y'all got him. Y'all got Brock, we got Brock. That's not what they said. What are y'all doing? What's this storyline with Karrion Kross? Anyway, going back to John Cena. Still, it just didn't need to happen the way it did. John Cena being a bad guy could definitely work. However, they failed. They did bad. And then what they did last night, not even just last night, what they did Friday, trying to do damage control, not the group, is horrible. It's horrible. Like, you mean to tell me that last week, well, basically 2 weeks, so a week and a half, you mean to tell me that John Cena didn't want to face him at SummerSlam and was like, hey, I got you here and all of that stuff? You mean to tell me beating him up, putting him through a table, and basically forging his signature, which is illegal, by the way, because he was out to do it. You mean to tell me within those 7 days, John Cena had a change of heart? You know what? That was kicking the balls I needed. You want the old school John Cena? You got it. Hustle, loyalty, respect. The champ is here. You mean to tell me? Mind you, John Cena was getting beat up a lot. It'd be different if he wasn't getting attacked and knocked out and stuff. Cody was hitting him with crossroads a lot. When he was feuding with Randy, Randy gave him a lot of RKOs. He was feuding with CM Punk. He took GTSs. Like, he's been getting beat up a lot at this point. So me seeing that and him going through the table and stuff, it was like just another day in the office for John Cena. But for some reason, that one was the one. So even then, people had their predictions and they was like, oh, well, Cody's going to be evil and John's going to be good now. It didn't make sense. It did not make sense at all. And let's be honest, if we're going to go with that rhetoric and say, okay, well, John Cena's a good guy now, he's going against Cody Rhodes, who's also a good guy now, in a street fight. Huh? Like, come on, man, what's going on? Usually street fights is for people where they have like animosity towards each other. So you mean to tell me that animosity left the day of the 2 days before the event? What's going on? What is going on? Y'all are foul. That villain arc was musty. And we all know that John Cena can't do the stuff that he can't do the stuff that he used to do. And that's fine, but there's definitely better ways that y'all could have did it. And let me say this too, by the way. That was John Cena's best match since returning. Hands down. That was his best match. I did enjoy some of the other stuff, but then other aspects of it like turned me off from it, right? But still, I think that was his best match. That was his best match. So shout out to him and Cody. But look at what had to happen. A whole street fight where they basically friends. They're friends in a street fight. They're friendly street fight. Like they're hitting each other with stuff and all of that. And they tease Cody. They tease Cody like hitting him a lot of extra times with that turnbuckle and stuff like that. And then people was booing. It was booing Cody. It was already booing Cody. Y'all literally had it right there. They had it right there, and they didn't capitalize on it. And I feel like if they do try to capitalize on it now, it's too late. Y'all too busy trying to scramble stuff, and y'all don't have to. Y'all got the attention, y'all got the eyes, y'all got the audience and stuff like that. That man's last title run should have been a little bit better than what was going on. So that's how I feel about it. I feel like it definitely was musty, and it could have been better. And good to see Brock Lesnar back. However, we still didn't need this stuff about John Cena being a good guy. John Cena could have still been bad and lost the battle last night, and then Brock Lesnar came out because everybody knows that Brock Lesnar does not like John Cena. So it doesn't matter if John Cena is a good or bad guy. Oh man, y'all had it. Y'all definitely had it. And y'all lost it. And y'all didn't need to because y'all invested. Y'all thought The Rock and y'all thought Travis and them, y'all thought all that stuff was going to work out, and it didn't. Because like I said, in history, and y'all probably going to edit Travis Scott out of the pictures when John Cena turned evil, but still, I'm just saying, it was so unnecessary. You should have just kept it between the wrestlers and stuff like that. And with The Rock and stuff like that, and The Rock not really speaking about it, it's asinine. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I wanted to speak about that, and I also wanted to speak about Jade Cargill. Justice for Jade Cargill, y'all. Justice. I'm not saying that she should have won. I'm not mad that she lost. I'm mad at how she lost. I'm upset with, not even upset. I'm like, yeah, I am upset. I'm upset that's how she lost. So you mean to tell me this lady that y'all trying to say is an Amazon powerhouse, strong person and all of this stuff, y'all mean to tell me that she lost to one moonsault? One moonsault. That was it. That's all that took was one moonsault. First of all, the match was short. Secondly, one moonsault. Last night, we saw a no DQ match between Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch. Becky hit this lady with a wrench. She hit her with the toolbox, chairs, kendo sticks, the bathroom sink, a baby, not a baby, YouTube guidelines. She did all of this stuff, and Lyra kept kicking out. Mind you, this is a secondary title. Jade was competing for the main women's title. So you mean to tell me, like, I love something called the champion's itch, right? And what that means is when, you're going to give your all, you're going to put a little extra because you want to be a champion. So you have a fighting spirit to kick out and to continue to fight because you don't know when you're going to get another opportunity to wrestle for the championship. I like that kind of stuff. Jade didn't have it. Lyra did. Jade, who's going after Tiffany, who is the women's champion, did not have that, but Lyra had it. Lyra got hit with everything and kept kicking out of stuff. One moonsault. And this isn't something to diss Tiffany at all. Like I said, that match could have been better too. It could have been better. And some people are like, well, they was just testing Jade and stuff, and maybe she just wasn't ready. And if she wasn't ready, then that's their fault. Y'all put her on one of y'all main shows. Y'all put her on one of y'all main shows, and y'all made her compete for a main title. Whose fault is that? That's your fault. That is y'all fault. That's on y'all. Like I said, the match, if anything, was a little awkward at times or whatever like that. I don't know, because maybe they cut the time, because that's what it's looking like. Because it was like the shortest match. It was like the shortest match of that night or whatever like that. But who knows, man? Like I don't know, man. Something is just a little fishy with that. Like I don't like how they did Jade. That justice for Jade Cargill, y'all. And I'm gonna say that forever. I'm gonna say that for a long time. Justice Justice, justice, justice. We definitely need justice for Jade Cargill. Um, who knows? They may be going into feuding Tiffany and Jade, and that'll be somewhat interesting. But Jade, Tiffany has to be the bully. She has to be the prissy girl that she has been. Her being a good gal, it's not working, and I think that it didn't work for this match neither. She needs to be prissy and all of that stuff, and the Barbie and stuff, and get on people's nerves. I don't think what they're doing with her, it's not doing it's not doing justice. And I think that made the match suffer as well. And like I said, I want to reiterate, I'm not mad that she lost. I'm mad at how she lost. One second, y'all. Jade should go to NXT, and that's that. What up, Riker? That's it. That could have worked too. Like, if y'all felt she really wasn't ready, y'all have a developmental that can help. The thing is, Jade has the feel of a superstar, and she does. She exudes it, right? Superstar and stuff. Her tagging with Bianca, they should have been unstoppable as the women's tag champions. It would have added prestige. But those are the hot potato titles. So who cares at this point? Because everybody keep losing them. We got new ones after we just had new champions. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about the situation. Jade could have went she could have went to NXT or whatever like that and won for the title and would have had all eyes on the product. I just think that they know that she is a superstar. They're just trying to mold her the right way. I just think that if this was supposed to I just think that if this was supposed to be a test for her, this is a bad way to test somebody on a live show on one of y'all biggest events. That's 2 nights, by the way. Y'all know I don't like this 2-night stuff. I'm just saying. Just trying to understand it. You got to make a little more sense to me. If y'all feel like she's not ready, y'all want to invest in her, send her to NXT or whatever like that. Like I said, it was a couple awkward spots in the match. But like I said, Tiffany needs to be evil again. She needs to be the Barbie. She needs to be the prima donna. She needs to be that. The crowd is going to cheer for her regardless. And this is the problem sometimes, and I love fans, I love wrestling fans and stuff, but this is the problem sometimes when you try to listen to what the fans say. Now this kind of stuff happens. Even Cena, right? I'll say this. I also think outside of him with the Cena situation, I do think one of the reasons why a lot they did what they did was because a lot of people was like, man, it'll be so nice to see John Cena come out as the champion, as himself, as the hustle, loyalty, respect guy and stuff. And a lot of people wanted that. And what happened was, y'all got it, but look at the expense. The story was already musty, but now it was reeking now. Sometimes you listen to the fans and then you get what you want, then the fans will turn on it, or they don't like it, or it's just not the way that happens. Brock is only back for Cena. Yeah, that's what Triple H said. Triple H said that Cena wanted to go against Brock one more time. And I believe he said this on that live media thing, which he shouldn't have, but still. I'm excited to see it. I mean, that's one of his biggest rivals. I mean, I remember when Brock came back and he faced him at Extreme Rules. Everybody thought that John Cena was going to die. YouTube guidelines, not actually die, but still. It was a good match too. It was what it needed to be. And then Brock beat him a couple more times at other spots. I know John Cena won the match, but Cena was getting beat up, man. I remember when Cena slapped him the week after he got F5 from the return, and and Brock busted him open. Like, his mouth was bleeding. It was good TV. It was definitely good TV. But yeah, Brock is definitely back for Cena. This may be Brock's swan song as well. Because, with everything that was going on with the situation and stuff like that, and the manipulation on Vince's part, I do think this will be a great way for even Brock to be out if he wants to be out. That's up to Brock if he wants to do that. But like I said, a lot of people are, for the most part, they are enjoying Cena's run because he's going against some of his rivals. I just wish some of the quality of the matches would be a lot better than what they're doing. You get what I'm saying? You said Riker says Tiffany is a bad champion. I don't want to say she's a bad champion, but it's a spark. When they made her a good gal, that spark left. And I don't think that she needed to be a good gal. She could still be a bad gal that people like. People still would have cheered for her. She would have cashed in as a good girl, as a face. I mean, as a not a face, as a heel. I'm sorry. She was a bad girl. She was bad and evil and stuff like she was with Nia Jackson, and just turned on Nia because she win. Because you should never trust me because I'm all about myself. It would have worked. It would have worked. Y'all didn't have to do that. Y'all didn't have to make her nice and buy her books and stuff like that. That made the awkwardness of Jade and Tiffany even more awkward than what it had to be. Also, it kind of makes me mad how Rhea only gets rolled up and not being included. See, the roll-up thing obviously is like, oh, okay, well, I got you. I barely got you, but a win is a win. And that's what they did. I remember one time WWE, they literally was doing roll-ups like every WWE show, Raw, SmackDown, and stuff like that almost every week. PLEs, pay-per-views and stuff. Like everybody, like people was like making videos about it. They was like, man, they're doing so many roll-ups. Why is so many roll-ups? It makes no sense. Why y'all rolling up? So it was so much rolling up. It was so much rolling up. Snoop and Wiz got jealous because it was all them roll-ups. It had more roll-ups than Fruit Roll-Up Factory. I'm just saying. So, but even then, you know, they're trying to tease like Rhea's going to be champion again because the people go crazy for Rhea. People love Rhea. And I think Rhea is dope. But people go crazy for Rhea. So that's just like whenever she wins the championship belt back again, you'll see it. You know, now Rhea can feud with Naomi. Hopefully we don't see Rhea and Io. I'm not sitting here saying that they had bad matches and stuff, but they've done it so much. And I don't see like a spark in it. Just because Rhea never beat Io, it's no longer like a spark. Like at one point, Cena and Randy was facing each other like every pay-per-view back in the day. But they had more of a spark. This is like, y'all spread it out. And the thing was, what made it worse is that more people got involved. Bianca, and then now Naomi. So at the two out of the big four events, we had a triple threat. Rhea should go to SmackDown, win that title 2 times, and come back to Raw and go to mid-card division and come back to the main division. Yeah, she definitely gonna be on Raw. Like they definitely gonna keep her there. Low key, like I know usually after WrestleMania it's a new season. This will be a perfect season, especially with Cody being a 2-time champion. Now he should go against fresh faces, do a tournament or do a battle royal or something. And Seth Rollins, you know, Seth is probably gonna feud with Punk again, or unless Punk is taking a break. I think Punk should take a break, then come back or whatever and do whatever he's gonna do with Seth. Gunther, he's there, you know, Gunther and Seth. Have they faced each other before? Don't know. That'll be an interesting matchup, but I don't think they're even going to kind of do that. I do believe they said allegedly that Gunther is having surgery. If he's having surgery, I do hope he gets better and stuff because, you know, the man has done as much as he can with certain stuff in certain situations. So shout out to him. He's one of the top wrestlers in my opinion because of what he can do and how he's carried that belt and stuff and add prestige to it. Like I said, I think him and CM Punk had a great match Saturday night for sure. Cody's a boring champion, has some good matches, but the only super good story I think was Kevin. I think the thing with Cody, I'm not trying to disagree with you. You know, to each his own. Cody was a better challenger than he was a champion. I think he was a better challenger than a champion. I think, and that was the thing. Like, he literally spent like 2 years getting back to going against Roman, right? So 39 he lost, but even before that, you know, working his way up the ranks in the Royal Rumble and stuff. So 39 he lost, and then another year he won. So I do think that he's a better challenger. And he went against some of the best people leading up all the way up to that Roman rematch, you know, Brock Lesnar and stuff like that. So now when it happened, it was just like, okay, cool. You know, you don't say finish the story anymore. It's just like, what else now? I enjoy his matches for the most part. I can see why it can get stale. I can see why it definitely gets stale, right? We'll see. He got a second run, so hopefully it's a little better. Because now a lot of people are putting him in the same boat as Cena back in the day. Like, oh, he needs to do something else. He needs to be evil now. He needs to do something. I do think he needs fresh feuds, though. I definitely think he needs fresh feuds. I know Cena only has, 4 months left, only a few matches left. I don't know if he's going to rematch Cody or whatever, and now Brock is involved. So curious to see what happens with that. But just wanted to speak about that for a little bit. John Cena had a musty villain arc, the championship reign. Justice for Jade. Jade got taken out with one moonsault, but Lyra got hit with everything, every tool in the box. She got hit with the whole Home Depot store and was kicking out. But all it took was Jade. Jade, who's like twice the size of her, by the way. This is why psychology matters. That's all I'm saying. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Shout out to y'all who have talked to me and in the chat. Hopefully you guys subscribed. This is Chris Classic. Let's take it home.